All right, guys, listen, I got my girl on the boat with me. Look at this crappie she just caught, okay? And she's running the white ghost, all right? We're right back in that same spot. Look at that. Look at that crappie, guys. Look at that. And look what she caught him off of. Look what she caught him off of. That red, black, and chartreuse, okay? And that's that nasty bend hook. Guys, the crappie are biting. And let me tell you this. At night, we lose. You gonna do a release, Joe? Can you get it off? Can you get that nasty bend hook out of there? There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Drop me in. Guys, listen. Hey, mama, what does Cam do? All Cam does is catch crappie. Guys, if you listen, I can't tell you how to catch bass. I can't tell you how to catch crappie. I mean, I can't tell you how to catch catfish. All I can tell you how to do is catch crappie. Look, she's going back in. If you guys need any assistance, if you want to need some help this year, stocking your freezer with crappie, one of the best eating panfish, come see me, Cam's Crappie Hole. Look at that. Look at how I made that bad boy drop in there. Look at that. Ooh. Yank! There he is. There he is. There he is, guys. There he is. Look at that. We're not on a meat run today, okay? I'm trying to be cute again. We're not on a meat run today. Look at that. I'm using the Raven, AKA the Blackbird. Look at that. This is a nice crappie. This is a nice crappie. Guys, that's that nasty bent hook. He's not going anywhere. Let me turn around so I can show him to you. That's that nasty bent hook. I don't have to worry about him going nowhere. I don't have to worry about that at all. Let me turn you around so you guys can see me. Let me pull you down just a little bit, okay? Look at that. You see that? That's that black and chartreuse. Listen, black and chartreuse is already notorious for catching crappie. All we did, we just upped the ante a little bit. We added that hologram flake, and when you're on the boat fishing with your buddies, all you need is a slight edge. And that's that hologram flake that's in that black and chartreuse. You can see it. Okay, that little flake in there. That's all it needs to catch those crappie's eyes. You see how big their eyes are? They hunt 80% by sight, and the other 20% is by that lateral line in their body. Okay, let's let him go. We're not keeping today. Okay, as a matter of fact, let me show you the release. We're not keeping today. Make sure I got you guys here. Look at that, yank! Yank! Whoa, boy, I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know what this is. This doesn't feel like a crappie, unless if it's a big one. It's a crappie. Guys, look at my rod. Look at that carbon fiber rod. Look how it works. This is another male. Ooh, man, it's a nice male. Perfect eating size male. Let me make sure I got you guys here so you can see me. Perfect eating size male. Okay, I'm going to show you again the difference between the female and the male. This bad boy here got his tuxedo on. He's ready to go to the ball. Look at that. Let me pull you down just a little bit so you guys can see me. Look at that. Look at the belly. See that? That's a male. Look how dark he is. Look at the cheeks. That's a male. So what he's doing, guys, he's telling all the other predators, stay away. Okay? I'm guarding something, or you will be eaten, or you will be hurt, okay? This time of the year, I generally don't keep. I'm gonna let this rascal go. Guys, even a short strike. Matter of fact, watch me let him go. There you go. Even on a short strike, this nasty bend hook doesn't play, okay? And I wanna show you guys this. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it over here. I'm sorry. Here we go. This is the hook that we all grew up on. Let me see if I can bring you down just a little bit. This is the hook we all grew up on. Okay? And you see that hook? Okay? And I also want to show you the head while I'm here. All right? This is my hook. If I can locate it. Oh, here we go. This is my hook. Show you the difference. You see that bend in there? That's why I call it the nasty bend hook. And I want to kind of give you guys on a little secret. I run a non-painted hook, a non-painted head. And by the way, I'm running 1/16. When I'm in this shallow water, I don't run a 1/8, okay? The reason why I run a non-painted, I get non-painted hooks because they go with every color jig that I use, okay? So, you know, if They go with everything. Every color that you have in your tackle box plastic, this non-painted hook will go with it. That's that nasty bend hook. You can see it was red. I done had a lot of fish to knock the fire off of that red. Guys, and we're just getting powered up. 11 years running. Look, you need a backpack tackle box. I got you covered. Look, it has the Plano boxes. Already just like that, and it's water resistant. Okay? So I got everything covered. Matter of fact, let me show it to you. Look at the back. Look at that. See the straps on there? It's a backpack tackle box. Okay? My personal one weighs 20 pounds right now. You can see the rod and reels up there. Okay, listen. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to lace up a few of the plastics with that diesel built hook, and I'm going to show you guys the difference. Let me put you back on the pedestal so I can show you how I lace them up, and I'm going to show you the difference between the hook that all of us grew up with now, me notwithstanding, all of us grew up off of this little hook. This is why you keep losing crappie. This is why you keep losing crappie, okay? I want to make sure you guys are still with me, okay? So we got everything covered. We're going to recap. Okay, so we covered the rod and reels, right? We covered the rod and reels. You guys saw the plastics. You guys saw the plastics, okay? You saw my fishing line. What I've been using for the last 11 years. I'm going to have the hyperlink for that right down. So I'm covering everything that you need. You saw the tackle boxes, right? Everything is a one-stop shop. You don't have to go anywhere else. Right here, plus free shipping, plus up there on the top, you get 10% off everything in your cart. All right, let me get you set up. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna string my curly tails up with that diesel built hook. Guys, I do not know how long the postmaster is gonna allow me to ship these through the mail. The last time they stopped me within about 2 months, okay? I got a knock on my door. So listen, if even you remotely think that you may want this hook, you better get it. Because pre-spawn's gonna be here, guys, the first full moon in February. Your boy Cam is back on the water, okay? With plastics. I'm not using minnows. I'm using my plastics and that diesel built hook. That's what I'm running. Let me show you the diesel built hook. Sit back and relax, guys. Let me get to it. Yank! Look at the diesel built hook. Both of these are 1/16, but look at the hook. That's why you keep losing crappie. Look at that little bit sticking right out of there. You see that? Let me make sure I got it so I can show it to you real good. You see that diesel built hook? Look at that. Both of these are 1/16 jig heads. Both of them. But look at that hook. Now I catch 9-inch crappie and I catch 16-inch crappie with that same hook. But this is what we grew up off of. Let me throw that one out here. That ain't what you need. You need that diesel built hook. Let me show it to you again. Look at this. Here's that grape. Let me show it to you. You see the difference? Can you see the difference? That's that grape. Okay. This is that candy apple red. Look at that. You see that little nub right there? That's a number 2. I'm laughing because I grew up off of this. I should have known better. You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep losing crappie. Look at that. There's the black. That's the glossy black. Look at that big ugly hook. Look at that. Okay? And let me tell you this. This is the sharpest crappie hook in the world. I saw somebody's video say, I wonder why nobody ain't making a sharp crappie hook. They hadn't seen my diesel built hooks. Okay, they have not seen my diesel built hooks. Look, that's that hot pink. Let me put it in there so you guys can see the difference. You see that? You see that? Now again, look at the diesel built hook after it is laced up. Look at that. Okay, look. There's that bright orange up against that diesel built hook. Now I'm gonna tell you, if somebody asks you to borrow a hook out of your tackle box, this ain't the hook that you want to give them. This ain't the hook you want to give them. You want to give them this hook right here. Look, here's that sky blue. And also one that I don't have in here yet, that John Deere green. Okay, I'm going to put that one in there, that right down there in the hyperlink as well. That's that sky blue. Let me see if I can show it to you. Look at this. That's that cloud white. Okay, can you guys see that, the difference? Let me see if I can put it over here again so you guys can really see the difference. Look at that. You see the difference? That's why you keep losing crappie, because of this. Guys, 2025 is going to be here. Let's do something different this year. Let's not lose a lot of crappie. And also I'm going to get back to plastic. I was supposed to be putting you guys on the pedestal. Listen, my plastics come in a 100 pack and also in a 35 pack. Okay, you're a grown man with a mortgage and a car note. Don't be out there getting 9 pieces of plastic, 10 pieces of plastic. Go ahead and get you some so you have to come back and see Cam no more. Go ahead and pick up your 100 pack or you pick up your 35 pack. Make sure my jig is together. Fantastic. And let me say this. That was credited all to my cast. That was credit. Look, hook back up again. Hook back up again, same cast. Let me say this, yank. You know I had to put that in there. And the reason why I'm catching these crappie is because I'm right on the edge of that tumbleweed. Man, listen to that drag. And one thing that's important, guys, have that drag a little bit loose. You don't want it tight, okay? And when you're catching crappie, don't bulldog the crappie. Let him do his thing. That's why I designed that carbon fiber rod, okay? It bends, that backbone doesn't kick in immediately. Let him do his thing, because they call him paper mouths for a reason. You don't want to yank that jig right out of his mouth. And listen to this. Whenever you guys watch me, notice that I do not set the hook. Let me turn you around. My nasty bin hooks, on all my videos, you'll never see me set my hook, because all they have to do is just bite it, and it penetrates. Not only does it penetrate that jaw skin, it also penetrates that jaw bone. And when that jaw bone is hooked, he's not coming off. Okay? Again. Yank! That's that black and chartreuse. And let me say this. Up there is about 2 feet of water. Probably a foot and a half. Okay? They're hiding out in that brush. Remember, if you are not getting hung up, you're not crappie fishing. Okay? That's very important. Watch me release this rascal. I'm not keeping. I'm not on meat run today. Yank! There he is, guys. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. I want to see if you guys can hear that drag. Can you hear that drag? Okay, I always keep it loose. And look, I'm standing in 2 feet of water. This is what you do. I'm going to talk about my outfit in a minute. This is what happens when spring comes around. Every year, crappie are habitual. They do the same thing over and over and over again. This is a black male, too. He has his tuxedo on. Let me show him to you. Let me show him to you. That's that black male. You see him? Look at his cheeks. Look at his underbelly. He's black. He has his tuxedo, aka war paint on. That's what you're looking for. Guys, if you want a good eating fish, this is what you're looking for. And let me say this while I'm here with you guys. Crappie are the #2 most sought after freshwater fish in the country, including Canada. Okay? That's what you're looking for. Good eating fish, take the whole entire family out. And let me tell you this, the meat is sweet, mild, and it's delicious. Okay? Beautiful fish. We're going to let him go because we're not on a meat run today. So we're going to let this rascal go. Let me see if I can pull you down a little bit. I want to make sure you guys can see every bit of me, okay? Pole with today. I'm running the, matter of fact, let me loosen up a little bit so you guys can see me. I'm running the 1/16 gold. Listen, if you want red hook, if you want black nickel, you want bronze, we got it all, okay? I'm just a little bit partial towards gold. That's that nasty bin hook. And I'm running that black and chartreuse, guys, which you know is notorious for catching crappie. But what we did here at Cam's Crappie Hole, we added that hologram flake in there. Let me see if I can show you that hologram flake. See if it'll focus in on it. Okay? That's the edge. If I'm on a boat with my buddy and he's catching 5 crappie with this hologram flake, I'm going to do double that because I got the edge. Okay? That's the key to it. And let me tell you this, after 6, 7, 8 fish, you have to replace it because they gnaw it up. Yank! There he is. They're sitting right over there, guys. They're sitting right over there. That's where they're sitting. Guys, they're in about 15 inches of water. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look at that rod. That's what a carbon fiber rod does for you. It doesn't allow that backbone to kick in that fast. They call these paper mouths for a reason. If you have a medium heavy rod that you use to catch bass with, this is another male. Guys, that backbone kicks in real fast. You have to remember that my rods are sensitive and they allow you to make mistakes, okay? And it's gentle. It's It's not heavy. It doesn't allow you when you pull. Let me get this rascal in the boat. If you have a rod and reel that's too heavy, you're going to yank. Matter of fact, watch the tip of my reel. If you can see it when I'm fishing in the water, watch the tip of my reel. I don't set the hook. I don't do that because these nasty bin hooks do that for themselves. Okay? All I do is just barely lift that pole up a little bit. Look at that. This is a female. Look at her stomach. Now, you remember the last one was all black, right? Someone asked me just recently, Cam, how do you tell the difference between a male and a female? Look at her stomach. She's about ready to get ready to drop these eggs. Okay? We're going to let her go. We're not going to keep her. I want you guys to see me. And by the way, we have so many products. Listen, I want to say this to you guys. We have about 12, 13 rod and reels that we haven't even been able to put on the market yet. We're dropping rod and reels on the market like you guys are throwing crappie back in the water. Okay? So right now, my outfit is the Raven, aka the Blackbird. Okay, you can get it right now. Listen, I want to say this to you guys. You can get this right now. Just go to camscrappiehole.com and you can get the nasty bin hooks. Let's see if I can locate them here. And you can get, let's see, here are the nasty bin hooks. We hand pack everything. Okay, that is the Monkey Milk and Chartreuse. If you just want the single pack, or if you can't decide that you don't want that, by the way, I'm running the black and Chartreuse. I also have it in a kit along with the rod and reel. Okay, I have it with the kit along with the Blackbird, aka the Raven. Okay, so if you can't decide which color you like, the Orange Crush, red, black, and Chartreuse, blue, black, and Chartreuse, or if you want the black and Chartreuse, all of these are hologram flake. You can get all this as a kit. All it takes is 2 clicks, put it in the cart, and check out. That's all it takes. Yank! There he is again. Yank! Here he is, guys. Look at that. Let me make sure I'm in the frame. Look at that. Wow, these rascals are strong. Guys, during the spring, this is what you want to take the family out to do. Okay, look at that carbon fiber rod. Guys, this is the Raven. We call it the Raven, aka the Blackbird. Let me make sure I'm still in the frame, guys. Look at that. Man, it's a nice crappie. Man, it's a nice crappie. And let me say this to you guys. When you're fishing for crappie, the female is the largest of the species. Let me pull you down again. The female is the largest of the species. That's a nice crappie. That's a nice crappie. And I mentioned to you guys on one of my other videos, the reason why I film the way I do with you guys over my shoulder, I try to step back so you can see the crappie with scale. So I can show you exactly how big the crappie is. That's why I have you guys over my shoulder versus on my chest or on my head, because you can't really tell for scale without that. Guys, that's that nasty bin hook right in the roof of the mouth. And let me mention this to you too. Look at that. Look at that. Dude, that hook ain't going nowhere. Whenever you're crappie fishing, there we go. You want a super sharp hook that can not only penetrate the jaw, you want it to penetrate bone. Okay? Once it penetrates that bone, it's not going anywhere. Because if you just got a speck, aka calico bass, aka crappie, aka crappie, white perch, spotted bass, whatever you want to call them, in some regions they call them paper mouths. If you just barely hook their mouth, they're going to throw that hook. Okay? But with that nasty bin hook, it sets. I want you guys to see me release her too. Listen, I think that I've done what I came here to do. Okay? Listen, I never leave my boat without my hand towels. And I want to tell you guys this. We got so many products that we're trying to release, and we can't seem to do it all at one time. I've had these for about 4 months now, and I still can't even put these out. Okay? I appreciate you guys so much, and I want to tell you guys this. If you get a chance, go to Cam's Crappie Hole Community on Facebook and showcase how your state roll, how your region rolls, how you roll. It's free. Okay, you just come right in. If you want to showcase, show the kids, show everybody in the world how you get down. Okay, so it's free. You just answer a couple of questions. How'd you hear about us? What type of fish you catch? And you just come on in. You know me. My name is Cam. This is the Shallow Crappie Hole. And until next time, guys, keep those hooks wet, keep those lines tight, and we'll see you on the next turn. That much, this much of water.